needs to overcome to be successful in mixed martial arts.
Tail of the tape, Greco-Roman against freestyle, giving away 8 years of age. Is Darrell Gholar to the younger Evan Tanner. Both gentlemen coming in under 200 pounds as it needs to be here in the middleweight decision. Let's get right to it. You've been waiting long enough for the official Octagon introductions. The veteran voice of the Octagon, our own Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Pontchartrain Center in New Orleans, Louisiana. Tonight, SCG Sports presents 12 of the finest mixed martial artists in the world who will compete here tonight in the world's ultimate proving ground, the Octagon. It's January 8th, 1999. The judges are ready, the fighters are ready, the Louisiana fans and those of you watching around the world are ready as we continue the road to the heavyweight championship of the world. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to begin the ultimate in freestyle competition. Let's begin UFC 18. Our first fighter is the fighter standing to my left in this middleweight fight. He's a freestyle fighter with a mixed martial arts record of 16-1. He is the current USWF World Champion, standing 6 feet, weighing in at 199 pounds, fighting out of Norman, Oklahoma, and making his Octagon debut. Please welcome Evan Tanner. And his opponent, standing to my right, he's a two-time Greco-Roman National Wrestling Champion, and tonight is making his UFC debut. He stands 5 feet, 8 inches tall, weighing in at 194 pounds. Fighting out of Hollywood, California, please welcome Darrell Gholar. And when the action begins, our third man in the Octagon is our referee, Big John McCarthy.
There is Big John McCarthy, a constant inside the Octagon since UFC 2, working his 20th UFC here tonight in New Orleans. The 4 most anticipated words of the night about to be said by Big John.
All right, here we go. Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's get it on!
Here we go. We get it on for the first time in '99. Gholar and Tanner.
Darrell Gholar, screenplay writer out in Hollywood, and I'm sure he would like the script that leads him to the middleweight championship. Evan Tanner's been impressive, continues to learn, and physically he looks a little bit bigger than Gholar. Gholar used to wrestle at 180 pounds. And we'll see if this wrestler has learned how to defend against leg kicks. Most wrestlers have not picked up that skill, keeping the weight off that front leg.
Gholar trains a bit with Boss Rutan and Marco Rujas at Beverly Hills Jiu-Jitsu. Boxes in the evening. He really liked Greco-Roman wrestling growing up because he preferred the throws demonstrated in that sport.
Very powerful, and with that upper body strength that he does possess, with that explosive power, it's great for Greco-Roman wrestling, because literally the openings are only there for a millisecond, and you've got to grab onto the body and pick it up and arc it. And power is the name of the game in that.
2 debuts here. That foot delivered, but so did the takedown.
Beautiful single with a sweep by Gholar to put him down. Now we'll see what kind of ground skills Gholar possesses in terms of submission and maintaining position.
Evan Tanner, 27 years old, as we mentioned, born in Amarillo, Texas. His best finishing move is an arm triangle. He does have previous experience under UFC-type setups and pancrase rules.
Darrell, pick him up and slam it like in training.
Triangle choke. Triangle choke goes to an armbar.
Gholar looking to end it early. Has his opponent in the air. Boom!
Didn't lose the arm, though. He's still got that arm up against his neck. He's pulling down against the elbow, trying to get Gholar to submit there. Darrell needs to get his elbows in. And again, he's working that triangle choke.
It's a couple of rabbit punches to Evan Tanner.
But it's disruptive enough that it takes the pressure off the head, but Tanner's got that locked in deep. Gholar seems to have his head out of it enough now to keep him being choked, and he's got a side mount. But he looks a little lost in there. He's looking just to strike.
Remember, Kevin Jackson, an Olympic champion, had trouble, was susceptible to arm bars in the past.
Particularly this position. Wrestlers are used to putting people to their back, not having people go there and then try to maneuver from that. That's an entirely new skill for wrestlers, and they really have to pay attention to picking up the skills necessary and beating the guard.
Tries to spin him around and get a side mount again, does Darrell Gholar. Tanner said he learned most of his submissions from watching instructional tapes put out by the Gracie family. I thought that was quite unique. Of course, they are some of the best in the world at it. Royce Gracie, one of our most decorated former champions.
Certainly set the standard for guard play. I mean, very sophisticated. Even though it's only a few moves, his ability to transition between them is what made him so effective. But many of these fighters today, particularly our experienced ones, have picked up those nuances. Gholar just doesn't seem to produce any offense here to hurt Tanner.
Tanner has a mixed martial arts record of 16-1.
Oh, he's good, and he showed that he's confident in the guard by going right after Gholar in a triangle choke, comboing it with attacking the arm. And that's what you need, are combinations. You talk about them in boxing, you talk about chain wrestling, putting moves together. Well, likewise, you want a sequence in which one of your submissions going for it is literally a fake, waiting for the response and counter to set up the next.
Gholar's corner, able to aid Darrell with instructions, is the action right in front of the corner.
Tanner's doing a nice job of defense here. Gholar really can't get through to strike him.
Gholar was prepared for a tightly contested match here, but he claimed that he is a wee bit meaner. Just a wee bit, maybe. There's a shot. Tanner has a cut above his left eye. 12 minutes with a 3-minute overtime for every match except the lightweight championship match tonight.
They were calling for Darrell from that side mount to knee to the head, but Gholar unable really to get the position, crowded up against the fence to get the space to get position.
Training with Boz Rutan and Marco Hujas. A good background for Darrell Gholar as he is making his way into the mixed martial arts world tonight.
Darrell, keep punching him in the face. You pass his guard. Darrell, don't bring those punches too wide. He's going to set you with a triangle again.
Come on, let's go.
They don't want Gholar to get too extended over the top. In doing so, that gives the opportunity for Tanner to bring his legs up and go back for that triangle. They're warning Gholar to keep his punches crisp and short. Don't get extended.
I know you've touched on it a bit already, Jeff. What's the biggest difference for a world-class wrestler in your first time in the UFC?
Well, I've never been in there the first time, so it's going to be hard for me to say it, but what I always tell a wrestler is, how many takedowns did you get the first 500 tries when you started the sport? I said, that's the kind of attitude you have to have in learning submission. You're going to have to give up your pride, learn the game, and then take advantage of all those great skills that made you a good wrestler to make you a good mixed martial artist. And Tanner fights out of the bottom, and a great knee to Gholar's stomach.
And Gholar moves out to regather. Tanner working from his backside, now delivers a kick to the left leg of Gholar. Gholar appears to be fatigued.
And certainly has not learned how to defend against leg kicks. hands up.
Those kicks are landing, and another knee now to Darrell Gholar from Evan Tanner.
And this is what I mentioned about Gholar. Does he have the stamina to keep going? And he's turning his back on Tanner.
Needs a big strength of Tanner. He's using them effectively. Now trying to bring the head into the knee. And a left and a right. Gholar's in trouble. Tanner again.
Tanner showing great heart to get off the bottom, and now in a huge flurry is applying some effective strikes to Gholar using knees, elbows, and punches.
John McCarthy watching closely. Gholar turning away again. He has not made a motion yet.
Gholar is fatigued. This is almost like Mark Coleman. He's turning his back to him. When Coleman lost to both Maurice Smith and Pete Williams, Tanner's also tired, but he's got it.
Oh, there's another right knee.
He still has a reservoir of energy to keep attacking Gholar, and now he's got a rear naked.
This is trouble. Gholar. Wow, what guts to stay in it, though.
That's it.
There it is. There's the tap. Evan Tanner victorious in his UFC debut.
Conditioning the factor there, Mike. Gholar blew up while in the guard trying to punch Evan Tanner. Tanner able to defend himself, keep from being hurt, and then found a way back to his feet and used strikes effectively to be able to put away Darrell Gholar. But it certainly wasn't easy. Gholar started off hard. After a good leg kick by Tanner, Gholar seizes that leg, and you can see the reaction from training, an immediate sweep to take Tanner down. But near the end, once Tanner got back, oh, just another view of that beautiful takedown again. Nice. Off that high kick. But once Tanner was able to get out from the bottom and get back to his feet, he asserted the strikes that he uses best. And that's his leg kicks and knees. And there, knee to the stomach, knee to the head, changing directions of those strikes, forcing Gholar to try and move. And Gholar was fatigued. This looks a lot like the Maurice Smith versus Coleman. There, elbow there. Done very, very well. And to put it away after a leg kick, Gholar gave him his back in this standing position. Tanner took him down to the mat. Rear naked choke. Just kept sinking it deeper and deeper. And you'll see Gholar reach back and tap his own leg to signify to John McCarthy he submits.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner by submission at 7 minutes, 57 seconds.